by one. Let's go first. Bruno Silva against Gerald Meerschaert.
GM3 is his nickname. It's a lot easier to say.
Yeah, I agree. It's really hard to pronounce, but his last name. But I think I did it good. Okay, let's start here. You want to go first?
Sure. We got some middleweights, two middleweights that have a lot of finishes. If you look at their records, it kind of looks like the classic grappler versus striker matchup, and I think we're gonna see some of that. Bruno Silva, man, he's been finishing everyone except in his last fight, Alex Pereira, who like we know he's fighting for a title, a kickboxing champion. I think if he's not fighting kickboxing champions, he has a great chance to knock someone out. And I think he's going to knock out GM3, Gerald Meerschaert. The reason being is Bruno Silva, he's actually a champion over in Russia before coming here to the UFC. So
Yeah.
he doesn't have the UFC experience that GM3 does, but he's got championship level experience over in Russia. And we know those Russian fighters, they're solid. Yeah, we're seeing more of them. He's a Brazilian cat. So he has a lot of fights in Brazil and in Russia against grapplers, and I think that's really important going against GM3 because I mean he knocks out grapplers, and that's going to be very helpful this weekend. So I'm going with Silva knockout, but you tell me, am I crazy?
I mean, you're not, and especially like if we go about Gerald, what stays like I think like the shine of Kamzat, like and everybody like he put him to sleep with the first, more or less it was the first punch, like in his welterweight, like talking with the people, like I think that stays in their mind,
Hmm.
but like talking about like even like he's on if I'm right before he lost from his last fight from Yotko, he was on three winning strike, like and all was by submission, and
Yeah.
before that he lost from Kamzat.
Hmm.
So if you go to his fights and even against Muradov, who is like super great striker, and man, he took a beating. Like he can take a punch, Like I don't know, it
Yeah.
really like comes at have like that crazy punch, especially like when he's not cutting down to welterweight that he put him out so easily out. But he can take a punch,
Mhm.
like even like he was rocked a couple times, was on the ground, standing up, and he managed to push and finish that fight by a rear naked choke,
Yeah.
So he's a dog. He's gonna try to make it a dog fight, like. And if you go to Bruno, he's not like super crisp fighter as Pereira is or some other guys.
Right.
He's more like a really good stand up, but like he more like looks for that brawl and like where his power is gonna
Hmm.
come out. Like you said previously, he's like a M1 champion. Like that's how he came to UFC. So he has that championship experience, and he has like a big win over Shlemenenko, who is like a
Hmm.
legend. I don't know how many fights, like I think I'm close to 80 fights, 60 something wins, like that. That's a big win for him. Um, but like looking the odds, like he's super big favorite. He's minus 285, so putting money on him, it's a risk
Hmm.
honestly. And if you look, like I think all his losses are by submission. I think he has like seven losses and five are by submission.
Hmm.
So he's really prone to lose the fight like that. And if you go to Gerald, like I don't know how many, like 24 wins by submission.
He has, I want to say, a 94% finish rate in his victories, which is the second highest on the card. So I mean, yeah, it's a good point. If GM3 is gonna win, it's gonna be by submission. rear
Yeah,
naked choke or guillotine.
yeah,
And
sure.
he might have the most or the highest number of like technical submissions, meaning like he's just choking these guys unconscious before the referee can even stop it. So he's got a six squeeze on him. If he gets on Silva's back, if he finds a way on his back, like I think it is game over. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just like still on that Kamzat train or whatever. I see the knockout that he suffered against Kamzat, and I kind of see that happening against Silva, who he's a champion, and I think that means a lot coming into the UFC.
Yeah, I agree, but like that's what I want to say. I think even the odd makers, like like because we are all got by that, like what really input in our memory,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like really like when you mention Gerald, that's like something that I think everybody thinks like he's like highlight of
Yeah,
on the bad side.
yeah.
So. I think people are underestimating him, and especially on plus 240, and
Mm-hmm.
he can really go. Like, if you go back, like, the grueling fight that he had with Kevin Holland, I don't know. I think that first round is maybe the craziest submission exchange in the history of UFC. The whole match, like, I don't know how many was, like, maybe for the some other times when the Holland or GM are gonna fight, I'm gonna put like exact numbers of submission that were going back and forth. I think
Yeah.
that was the craziest submission, and that was like a deep submissions, like
Mm-hmm.
exchange in the history of UFC. Like
Yeah.
just like I think guys, like if you didn't watch that fight, you should go back, especially like who is following us, friends in the family, and most our friends are doing jiu-jitsu. So I would
Yeah.
recommend to go and watch that fight. I think one of the best like showcase of craziness of grappling exchange in the history of UFC.
I mean, yeah, Kevin Holland, he's fought a lot of top 10 guys. So he's got what, 16 fights in the UFC, a lot of top 10 guys. So, I mean, he does have the experience, not championship level experience, but, if he does have an advantage, it's that high caliber fight experience against Silva.
Yeah, so let's see. I mean, like again, you know how I don't like to put money on like heavy favorite. So I'm gonna look maybe for my chance, like when the fight starts,
Hmm.
or maybe like even in some parlay or some how to say round
Yeah.
robins. Like I'm gonna go with Gerald.
Okay. Yeah, and in terms of like making your bets, you kind of prefer like live betting during the fight, seeing how it's playing out, and then
Yeah,
make.
if I'm gonna go with the favorites, and I
All right.
know they have a fun, I'm gonna wait for that momentum that the odds go a little bit down. Like same like we showed previously with Vincent Luque, like
Hmm.
I'm gonna wait for them. Like I mean that was a bad case. That was a crazy bet because he was like on wobbly legs. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
he didn't get to end up, but like he managed to get like after that those 2 minutes, I was like okay, it's settled, like he's finding his rhythm, there is a chance. And
Yeah.
then you can have a chance to make some money. Otherwise, like if you lose on minus 285, like I don't see the point. Like,
Right.
I'm not here like to put like how to say $100 to make like 25. I'm trying to get like to multiply my money and look that bets that can make me that. And talking back, sorry, I think also like in his fight against Muradov that I was talking previously, Gerald was like plus 425 underdog.
Mm.
Muradov was like even bigger favorite than now Bruno Silva is. I think he was like close to 600. What's crazy, and Gerald managed to submit him in the second round. So that's something that we need to think about it. That he's like a really good dog and underdog.
Right. He puts the dog in underdog.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. He's the dog in the underdog.
All right, but money out of like outside of money, who are you picking for this fight?
Yeah, I think Bruno has a more chance to win. And I think he was like on the tear before before he beat Pereira. But even like there, he did perfect match. He was like even threatening a little bit. I think he did a good. He was the biggest test of Pereira so far in UFC for sure.
For sure, and he's one of the only guys in the UFC to not get knocked out by him, and that's including Izzy,
Yep.
champion. So tough motherfucker. I'm going with Silva, but again, he's the favorite. So if you're putting money, maybe skip this one. Maybe skip this one.